All right, listeners, we are back and welcome to another episode of Take the Leap with Colleen Biggs. Today is going to be a great conversation. You are not going to want to leave this one. Stay with me because I know there are a lot of real estate agents out there and houses have been like going like crazy. There's not enough inventory. The cost of homes is off the charts. And today we're going to talk about two realty companies that came together for the power of the partnership. Now, this is something that a lot of people ask questions about. Why would two realtors get together to leverage that partnership? Well, we're going to dive into it today on how you in your own business should be leveraging partnerships with other people that do what you do, but maybe have a few assets that could be a benefit to your company so it becomes a win-win conversation. So we're going to jump into that in a minute. And our guests today are Michelle Colbert and Lauren Wood. But before we get to them, I would love to, first of all, thank our sponsor, Your Guided Health Journey. Did you know that your body speaks to you? It doesn't speak in English, it speaks in symptoms, trying to alert you to the fact that something isn't quite right, as it asks you to pay attention and do something different. The problem is we are so busy today, we don't pay attention. Instead, we consider the symptoms to be aging, seasonal allergies, genetics, and we just keep on going on our regular lives and we ignore the early warning signs. Well, our body is talking to you in symptoms. So your guided health journey works with the entire English speaking world to help you get to the root cause of your symptoms through having you discover your toxic load and using the power of functional medicine lab tests mailed to your home and then providing a personalized wellness protocol to guide your body back to balance and literally turning back time so that you feel amazing again. So go over to discover your toxic load at welcome.yourguidedhealthjourney.com forward slash your toxic load and learn how you can take your body back to health. And I'm going to just tell you right now, I've done the detoxes with Melissa. I've done the blood tests. I've been put on supplements. I don't know about you guys, but I looked at a video of myself about, 7 years ago, and I'm younger today looking than I looked 7 years ago. So something's working. So get out there and contact Your Guided Health Journey because she is going to help you feel better and not feel like you just have to have aches and pains because you're aging. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the show to introduce these beautiful ladies that we have today. And if you want to see who they are and you want to watch this live, head on over to Facebook at Colleen Biggs, and you can see all of our videos live there. So Michelle Colbert is the CEO of Rise Real Estate Group. She's been successfully serving the greater Phoenix metro real estate market and previously served the Champaign, Illinois area since 2006. Now, her business model is based on her commitment to helping buyers and sellers make informed and confident choices while empowering them to make educated real estate decisions. Then we have Lauren Wood, who is the team leader for the Wood real estate team, alongside with her hubby, Rodney. Love me some Rodney. If you know Lauren, you know that no one is a stranger to her with her charity work at senior centers, food banks. I could go on and on with this, by the way, coordinating events to raise money for charities. It is easy to see her heart is in giving. When it comes to buying and selling clients' home, Lauren gives no less. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. So, okay, today we're talking about the power of partnerships. And this interview is really near and dear to my heart because these two ladies live in my neighborhood, in my community. So I've known them since I moved into this community a little over 6 years ago. In fact, Michelle and I, we've been on like pie eating contests together where we were judges. We've done a lot of fun stuff together. And I use these two ladies, I don't use them, but I utilize what they do and how they run their businesses in the community as examples when I'm working with my clients, because they're exemplary examples of how they get their name out there, how they market themselves. I talked a little bit about Lauren doing charity work she sponsors. everything in my community called Eastmark. I've gone and worked on homes with Michelle in Rise Realty Group for how they're helping, get people into homes and update people's homes and do charity work. So these ladies have hearts of gold, and they've recently combined their two, I want to say practices, but they're not practices. They're two groups, they're two businesses. And this is a burning question that a lot of people have. And I know a lot of people in our community are going to be listening to this saying, yeah, I want to know, why did they combine the two of their businesses? I look at it as the most brilliant power play ever that I see because of how much I know the two of you. But I'd love for you to tell our listeners and those that are curious that even live around us, what was the reason for the merger and how was that a win-win for both of you? And either one of you can go first.
You want to go first?
Okay. So we're thrilled to have been partnering up with a Rise Real Estate Group. And we went about it because we have a very successful business here, and we wanted more people working with us that were quality help, that had experience, that had integrity. It was very important to us to find somebody else who was not just one of the many realtors, but somebody who really had a proven track record that they could successfully work with clients, as well as the fact that they didn't just have the numbers, but that integrity and ethics was super important to us. And that was one thing we found with our Rise Real Estate Group and why we approached them about partnering up.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. We've worked really hard to get there. So with the why, Rise decided to take this leap as well is ultimately where we were lacking some things, right? But we were super strong in some other suits. And so what we were lacking, Lauren and Rodney had. And so when we were having conversations over the last forever, I feel like this has been a long time in the making, by the way, guys. We figured out a way that we could feed off of each other's strengths and make an even more powerhouse like team to not just benefit us by any means, it's to benefit the consumer and the client. It's only to strengthen their service and their expectations and their overall experience in a real estate transaction, right? But to us, it's not just about the real estate transaction. It's about that experience and the customer service that we can provide to somebody. So by coming together and our strengths and our weaknesses and bouncing that off of each other, it only just elevates everyone's level even higher and kind of blows it out of the water, which is the goal, right?
Exactly.
It
Yes.
benefits your team. Yeah, individually.
Exactly. So we all have more resources now, better infrastructure, and so we're able to take care of our clients even better, if you can believe that.
Yeah, no, I do believe that. And, it's easy to go online and study to get your real estate license, right? I did it. And I, studied, became a certified personal trainer, right? You can get your licenses and study for these things, but really being the best at your art, like really being at that top level, anyone can get a real estate license. We've seen it. There must be hundreds of them that live just in our community here with the many homes that we have built in our community. It's like a town here where we live. But what is it that sets you apart? So Lauren, what are the things that you feel that Wood Realty and now, combined with Rise, tell me, what are the things that set you apart from just someone who can get, maybe someone who has even had their real estate license for 5 years, let's say, and they've been doing real estate for 5 years. You've got a pretty long, history of being in the world of real estate. So you've seen crashes in the economy. What sets you apart?
Yeah, no, I think you're kind of on the right track there. I think the experience really makes a difference. We kind of use a hashtag because experience matters, which may be kind of silly in a way, but at the same time, I feel experience does matter. And, I think even if you were to go to a dentist, and I've heard some of my competitors say, yeah, but every client's different, so it doesn't matter. But the truth is, if I'm going to go to a dentist, my teeth are different than hers, I still don't want to be their first one. So I think you know? So I think experience does matter dramatically. I think you learn so much in pretty much every part of life through experience. And it really helps us to kind of preemptive strike, you know, appraisal problems, repair problems, all those things that come up. We know exactly what to do, how to do them, how to get around issues so we don't have deals falling apart, and we can make sure we're there for our clients 100%.
We can come with a solution before they even know there's a problem.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. So, and I share this all the time. We don't know what we don't know. So if you're not the expert in that, why would you try? I don't understand why anyone does it for sell by owner ever, because I have no clue, you know, how to sell my own home. I don't know what the conversation needs to be to get the best deal. But, you know, let's just talk about the way that the market has been in the past a year or so. And I don't know how long. You guys could probably share exactly how long it's been, but you know, if we go all the way back to 2006, 2007, the housing market was doing really well, right? Interest rates were pretty good. And then people were over extending themselves on, like, you know, loans and homes. Do you remember what was it, like the big balloon payments and arms, and everything was crazy back then. And then we had the big crash, 2008, 2009, and people were just giving their homes away, short selling their homes out. So then there was a flood of people that came in to purchase homes during that time. I was actually one that bought a home on the bottom of the market, which I was able to then, you know, turn it around and sell it for a good price to move out to Eastmark. But this experience of knowing that, what is being in the market and having the experience and watching the ebbs and the flows tell you about where we're headed and where we're coming from now?
Are you okay if I step in?
Go ahead.
Okay. So first off, it's completely different than back 2006. The crash actually started in 2006. People just felt it in 2008, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's when the market started to shift. I think the big thing about us is we observe the market. We also have access to data and reports that show us when the market is shifting. Surprise, we're going into a shifting market right now, currently. However, it's not 2008, 2009 shift. Does that make sense? We're not giving out 120% a loan to value. We're not going to have, nobody today should be in a short sale position. Nobody today should be in a short sale position. So I think it's just based on staying ahead and then giving the story correctly, right? And then preparing our clients in the best way possible. So they know, okay, if we are going into a shifting market, it's probably not a good idea to list $20,000 above market value today. So just having those honest conversations, again, going back to honest and integrity, having those honest conversations with our client and then showing the value of the why behind it, I think that makes all the difference in when we work in a shifting market and how it won't affect our business on the back end because we're already one step ahead of the game.
Yeah. So do you see that the demand is going down and the inventory short? Where are we right now? What's happening?
So inventory is still very short. It's gone up. I can tell you it's gone up about 30% in the last month. I think this is so funny when I say this though. We still have only like 9,000 active listings on the market right now. A stable market should have around probably 30 to 40,000 active listings on the market.
Wow.
So I just want to make sure that everyone understands, like, we are still in a supply shortage, like extreme shortage. What happened is interest rates went up to around 5.5% to 6% is where they're kind of ranging. Each day is different. And what I think is funny is back in 2006, when the market was great, interest rates were 5.5%, 6%, which is so funny to me because the market went back to this, right? And that's causing the shift today is the higher interest rate.
Yeah. The younger kids, I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. The younger kids are like, oh my gosh, it's so, especially my kids. Oh no, mom, you don't want to do any of that now. The interest rates are so high. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was like 11% when I bought my first house. 11%.
You had to buy down points every single time you bought a house.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. People are complaining about 5%. Like, that's good.
Take it, run.
Still good, right? I like that you inform your customers about the best choice for them. So how do you do that? What is the conversation like when someone reaches out to you and says, hey, I'd like to work with your group. I don't know what that looks like, but like you talked about what sets you apart. What does that conversation look like with that person? Is it about their future? Are they planning on buying another house? How quick do they need to get out? What are their plans? Well, do you dig into everything to really get to know them and who they are and what their needs are? Or do you just, there's a lot of people out there that try and stick a round peg into a square hole, and you're like, it just doesn't work that way. This person can't accommodate what this team wants, so that's not a good client for them. Do you ever run into that?
So yeah, I mean, there's always, I mean, I can say that I'm not always a fit for everybody. It is what it is, right? Like sometimes I can't win every deal. And when I'm in a client interview per se, so I'm in an interview for a listing, it's them interviewing me just as much as I'm interviewing them. Because if it's not going to be a mutual relationship, then we're not going to work well together, in my opinion. We both have to be on the same page and have this same end goal in mind. So when going into an interview, I want to know, okay, what's the most important thing to them? Is it to be closer to family? Is it money? Is it to find a home before they sell their home? Like, what is it that's the most important? Because not everybody is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So you really have to get to know this person's main priority and main goal before you can achieve what they want. So when we come in, sometimes we don't know the whole story, and we have to get the whole story, and then we create solutions. So, right, we might have options for them, option 1, 2, or 3, or we might be like, okay, well, I feel like this option A is probably the best way for you. Let's go this route. What are your thoughts? So, I mean, it's all getting to know the client and how they feel. And it all depends on what they need. It's not about what we need.
Yeah, the whole "what's in it for me"
Mhm.
syndrome with them. This is in every business, ladies and gentlemen. What we're talking about here is for every business. You need to get in and get into the grit to get to know your potential customer, to see what their needs are. That's called getting into the map of their world, because when they know you care about them first, then they'll care about how it is that you're going to assist them. But they need to know that you even get it, that you know them, and that you care about them. Lauren, what about you?
No, I agree. I think when we go into appointments to meet people and we talk to them, we definitely try and understand what they're looking for sure. And one thing about, us when we go to these appointments is we're extremely honest. You could even possibly say honest to a fault. Whereas a lot of people, when you walk in there, they already have an idea of what they want to hear from you. And we don't do that. So if you want me to tell you your home's worth $1 million and we know that it's only worth 900,000, we're going to be honest with you about the value of your home, what you need to do to prepare it, and what your expectations should be on the market. And some people aren't comfortable with that. Some people don't like what we have to say, and they find somebody who they feel is a better fit for them, and that's totally fine. But we're very honest, and we make sure that our clients know exactly what to expect and know how to, what our processes are going to be, and make sure we actually work, because like she says, it's an interview back and forth, because we have to make sure that we work for them, they work for us, and that we can all make, because it is a team effort from the clients as well as the realtors to get the household.
Right. You guys did a really cute reel the other day. So I'm going to encourage everyone to go out and follow you guys on social media, because it's kind of hilarious. I love your guys.
Some good ones coming to you, by the way.
Well, which one are you talking about?
I know.
I think it was Michelle was like, yeah, I want to, hey, she was the song about her wanting to, everyone wants these amazing, huge homes, right? And they only want to spend $300,000 for like a 5-bedroom, 4,000 square foot home. I didn't realize people were still out there thinking, dreaming that was still possible. Because especially in the environment that we're in today for real estate. But why I have always gravitated toward the two of you is the integrity and honesty that you both possess. Right. And when I would hear any negative connotation said or posted about either one of you, I always knew it was one thing. And it was always jealousy that someone had against where I felt that you guys had success, but it's not easy. So let's go to talk about what are the top 3 things that you do in your business to stay on the top of the market. What are the top 3 things that you guys have been doing? And they can be separate or together because you guys just combined, your companies not too long ago. But I talked a lot about the charity work you do, Lauren. I talked a lot about how, there's specific things that Michelle has done in Rise. So talk about what are the things that you feel have really moved you to the top of mind of the people that are in your community, and those that that the reason why they pick up the phone and call you to come and sell or buy their house.
I think
Go
one
ahead,
is,
Lauren, we'll have you go first.
okay. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think being community driven matters because we want to make sure we're giving back to the community. We want to be a part of it in a very positive way, where we just want to make sure that everybody and anything can be improving by any efforts that we can put in, because I don't want to sit back and watch everybody else do their thing when I'm not contributing myself. So we try very hard to make sure that we are sponsoring where we can, so not only just giving money, but giving time and effort. And, and I try very hard to watch things. So if I see somebody is sick, I try and make sure I'm there for them, and we're very much a hands-on approach and a very people first approach where the community matters, the people matter. And I try very hard to meet people and get to know their names and understand who they are and what they're about, because I do love to establish very authentic relationships with people, because I love people. I'm an extrovert to an extreme, and I just love talking to everybody. And so I just enjoy that process.
Yeah, it's just always about, it's not about us. So it's not about putting us first, or it doesn't matter. Like, to us, it's not about us getting the business per se. Like, that's a perk of it all. It's us giving back in any way, shape, or form that we can. So like, God didn't put us on this earth to be selfish and rude and ungrateful. God put us on this earth to give back and help the unfortunate and help where needed. And so that's why, like, to us, we get the benefits of it. Like, again, like what what they always say is, what you put out, you'll then receive tenfold. Like, that's thankfully God has blessed us in that way right now. And so we're going to continue to give back. And the more that we receive, the more we can pour into more people. So that's our ultimate goal, is to not necessarily sell real estate, but to pour into others so they can then become empowered and successful and like live this dream life that they could have always lived. And so like, that's what matters to us. We can just do that through selling real estate sometimes. So
right. And a lot of people think it's linear in their business, right? So it has to be related to something that I do. So if you were to sponsor an event, it has to be based on real estate, and it's actually not that way at all. So I know there's a couple of things that each one of you do. Michelle, you do something every year with a family, and you choose a family. So talk a little bit about how you do that and why you do it, and what that's meant to you over the years.
So it's called New Home for the Holidays. I think we're going on year 4 of this event. It's very exciting. So to me, a home is a place where somebody should feel comfortable when they come, right? They should be they're stressed at work, they're stressed about finances, they're stressed about X, Y, and Z. A home should be a place of Zen. It's their place where they can come home, clear their mind, and just be home, right? And not think about anything, just be with their kids or whatever their animals, whatever they have there, right? Not everyone has that or is in a position to do that. If they're struggling financially, their roof could be falling apart. Their cabinets are falling off, their flooring's peeling up, just things like that. It's not a Zen place for them to come to. They're coming from a stressful environment back into a stressful environment. So what I do is every year for 2 full days, we go in and we pick a family that's in need. We collect nominations. We pick a family in need, and we can completely do an extreme home makeover in 2 days, where we replace flooring, we paint the whole house, put a new roof on. Last year we put new countertops in, a new sink, new light fixtures, new everything, like an extreme home renovation in 2 days. And we ask volunteers to come help us out. And it's just something that I just want someone to feel comfortable to come home.
So where are the families when this is happening?
Oh, we ship them to a resort in Scottsdale to go enjoy themselves, all-inclusive resort. So their food, their stay, everything else has been taken care of. So they just go and they go relax for the weekend. And then when they come home Sunday night, it's the grand reveal. And then they open the doors to a brand new home.
So it's like a mini version of Extreme Home Makeover that you do locally
Yep.
here in Arizona, where we live. And I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity and other people that get to volunteer to be part of that, because it also helps us really give back in an area that I didn't have to create the entire extreme makeover. I just got to be one participant that came in to help a family. So
And
thank
you
you
get
for
down and dirty. This is not a clean, like,
no,
oh,
it's not.
you get
No, it's not.
it's dirty.
Yeah, this will be our
It
first
is
year doing
not.
it with them, and
Yep.
we're super excited to be able to do this with them.
Yeah, and it's not about hiring a company to go in and do it. It's about volunteers coming in and getting on their hands and knees and cleaning and painting and
Ripping up
doing whatever
carpet.
is
Yeah.
necessary to get it done. Yes, so I've had a lot of fun doing that, and thank you so much. But it just goes to show there's so many ways that you can involve other people and give back. And Lauren, I know you do blood drives. Talk me through some of the
Also
some of
refuge.
the opportunities that you do in the community that provide volunteer opportunities for other people to give back.
Yeah, I try when I see other people doing events, then I try very hard to ask, how can I contribute to your event, whether it means be a sponsoring or whether they need labor, I'm more happy to go in there and do that as well. Eastmark community, it has its own, a lot of their events where they give back, and the blood drive is actually part of the Eastmark leadership program that my group had put together to do something to give back to the community. So people obviously could come and sign up for that. But I also find ways to personally try and do it as well. I like to try and give to charity in just anything I can think of. And so, for instance, the other day we wanted to have a event at my house just for fun. And then I talked to my husband. And I said, why would we not make this into something better? And we decided to make it about a charity, which we chose the House of Refuge. And we had a whole fundraising event that we worked with the House of Refuge to raise money for them. And it was great. It was great to be able to have a way where I can involve all my friends and involve all the members of the community and all come together for a fun purpose like that. But we definitely try and find any way we can give back. When I see schools are in need, we give back to the schools. Even if it's just a child who just needs something needs money for club soccer, it's like, how can I help? We try very much to be helpful in every way.
Yeah, service is definitely the number one way that you can get yourself seen, heard, get visibility for yourself and your company. So, for those of you that are listening, we've given you a lot of tips today on how you can get visibility for your business out there on doing things that are just part of bringing people together and giving people the opportunity to give back. And then when people see your company in that light and see the integrity and the honesty of who you are and how you serve others in the community, you become top of mind. And then that way you become the first choice when they're like, well, I don't have anyone to serve me in real estate. Who would I reach out to? Oh, I would reach out to Lauren Wood, or I would reach out to Michelle Colbert, and I would reach out to their group. And now it's not about reaching out to one or the other. Which one do I want to work with? Now they've come together in a partnership to bring you the best of both worlds. Like they said, a win-win. So, there's a lot of partnerships that could exist out there if we decided that we weren't going to view other people's businesses through the lens of competition, but collaboration. So what has been your favorite part of collaborating?
Well, we were talking about community and competition. We do have like happy hours and meetups with, we call it community over competition, where we get all of the realtors together, and just because we're not in this to be competitors per se, right? Because if we think of it like that, when somebody, like if I had a listing and Lauren was my competitor and she wanted to bring me a buyer, like, am I going to deter her because she's a competitor per se? No, I want her client, like I want the best for my client. So like really we can't be competitors at the same time, but we have to be able to work together in a civil manner too. So it's not about who does what or what does what. It's just like, it is what it is. And so we
Yeah.
create this community over competition to get together and just talk with everyone. So
Yeah, I mean, everyone, all realtors are a competitor in a sense, but that being
I'm not
said, the
competitive.
majority of us are all friends with each other. There's a few out there that are not so friendly, but generally speaking, we're all friends with each other. We all, I cheer them on all the time, talk to a lot of them. A lot of those realtors are my friends, and I meet them all the time for lunch and happy hours and things. I really enjoy who they are, and we talk a lot about, what's going on in the industry and how we can help each other. And I'm thrilled when I see that they're like made an offer on a house we listed or vice versa. It's always nice to be like, yay, we get to work together. So it's
That's
wonderful.
awesome. So what are the best ways for people to connect with you? Have you found, is it a website? Is, your social media pages? What would you say is the best way for people to connect to you? And then now that you've combined, or do you have a combined website or?
Welcome to the hiccups of combining.
Yes, it's all in process. We're in the process of combining them. Has not been done yet. So at the moment, we still have separate social media, but we are, that will be changing. But anyways, go ahead.
So typically how to reach us, Instagram and Facebook is at Rise Real Estate Group AZ. So that's Instagram and Facebook. And then we're revamping the websites and the Instagrams and Facebook to be combined. So that's going to be the Instagram and Facebook. And then the website is thewoodrealestateteam.com.
Okay, got it.
That's
And
how
we'll
they-
have all those links for everyone. If you're listening to this through the podcast, you've got it right there at your fingertips. You can click on that. Just follow them for the funny videos. I'm just going to say that right now. They live their lives through their social media pages as well. So, and I think that's the best part, because again, people don't care about what you have to help them with or serve them with or sell them until they know how much you care. And when they get to a glimpse of your life and what you're doing in the community and get a glimpse of how you're serving other people, your heart, your integrity, what your family looks like, what your dogs, Lauren's always posting photos about her dogs, and and Michelle's got kids, young kids, and so I always love to see the fun things that your kids have to say. So follow them, because they really are two awesome people that I really respect in this neighborhood that I live. And if you are in the market of looking or thinking about buying property, selling a house, buying a house, just want to know what your options are, because you might think it might be something you want to do in the future. I highly recommend reaching out to them. And if you're local in this community and you're listening to this video, reach out to Lauren and Michelle, get to know them, because I've gotten to know them personally. They're great people. And I would say spend time with them, especially if you are in a real estate and you are a realtor, get together and come to some of their community events that they're putting together, because you're probably going to learn something about someone else or learn something you're going to be able to use in your business. That's why getting together in community is so important. And that's like why we live here, right? So we can eat, play, work, hang out, and be, happy in this fun little community that we live in. So any last words from each one of you before we wrap up today?
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much for having us on your show. We appreciate it.
Means a
Oh my
lot.
gosh, you guys are awesome. And again, we've been talking about the power of partnerships today. So who is it out there that you're thinking of does something similar that you do, that you could partner with, that you could create a power play, and both of you and your customers could benefit from that? So I'll leave you with this today. Remember, you're the only you that's ever been. You're the only you that will ever be. So how you pioneer this path in your future to success is up to you. You can either power this thinking everyone else is your competitor, or you can do this through collaborations. And let me tell you, your life is going to be so much easier. The badge of busy is outdated. It's not a thing anymore. It's all about the ease and working smarter. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. Michelle and Lauren, thank you for being amazing guests, and congratulations on your partnership that you put together. And until next time, everyone, be you and be strong, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.